What is going on, everybody? Roscoe Bassin here again. So I know it's been a while, guys. I keep saying I'm gonna keep doing videos, and it's been crazy. But I know the last couple of videos that I talked to you guys, I told you I had big news come in. And if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook or any of the other social media, y'all pretty much know that I was able to purchase a new boat, and I love it. It's been great, but it has been a nightmare too, dealing with the paperwork. So I'll explain a little bit more about that later. But for now, I'm actually home. Out of all things, I actually caught COVID. I'm getting over it. It wasn't bad. I had maybe 2 days with like a really bad cold. That was about it. I'm getting over it, but I am here at home, so I figured let's do a video. So I'm here in the garage, and I've been meaning to do a video showing you guys the boat. So hey, let's do it. All right, let's get started. Here it is, guys. It's 2019 Triton 21 TRXS. So you really don't see these models anymore. I think this is the only year they made them. They still make the TRX, but this is a TRXS. So I'll show you a little bit of it. It's got the swing away tongue there. It still has a wrap on it, and it still has that Florida registration, and I'll tell you about that later because that's been a nightmare. It's got the trolley motor there, the Ultrix 112 force pounds of thrust. I couldn't remember. I got the two screens up there. It's got a 12-inch Garmin and a 10-inch. And it's got this thing that has stopped working, the HydroWave, for some reason. But it's got these two screens up here. It does have the Panoptix, which I've been able to use. It's awesome. I'm still trying to get used to it, but it's great. Let me focus out here a little bit. So, it's got the spare tire, of course. It's got this thing right here that you can lower it. It's like an extra step, you want to stand on it, get you on top. And, he had, the previous owner, put all these decals on it. If anything, I'm probably just going to take that Trocar one off. I don't really use Trocar hooks. I'm not a big fan of them. But, this Mercury, Garmin stuff, that'll stay on. I might just take that one off. And the wrap's going to come off eventually. Let me see. It was a really good boat. This was actually Brent Chapman's boat in 2019. He sold it to this guy in Florida, and that's the guy I bought it off of. But if you can see here, it's got two more Garmins on here. It's got two 12-inch Garmins. I believe these are the 7612s. They're all networked together and stuff. So it's got down imaging, side imaging, and your other regular sonar stuff. So it's probably a little bit dirty because I have taken that out a few times. It's got the Pro XS Pro 4-stroke 250. It's got the two power poles. Your typical bass boat. But yeah, like I said, this was Brent Chapman's boat, and he was in Kansas. The guy from Florida bought it from him, and I bought it from him. He actually had it on Bass Boats for Sale, the website. That's where I got it. So here's a trailer. That back tire is actually getting replaced. I gotta change it out. It's leaking air, and I just rather have the whole thing. It's already been plugged, or whatever you call it, and it's still leaking a little bit, and I don't want to deal with it, so I'd rather just get a new tire. So I'm gonna get a new tire there, and let's go around to the other side. I'll show you over there too. Over here on this side, it does have the little prop nut thing, whatever you call it. Forgive me, I forget all these names, right, that people use, whatever. These are some rods that I just got for my son. He's actually getting ready to fish his first high school tournament as a freshman, so he wanted some new poles. So I got him those that he really liked those. Got some line for him and stuff. But here you go. There's a trailer. So this is part of the story too. Obviously, I did not do this. This is the way it came, and I understand buyer beware, right? Should have known these red flags. So the guy had told me that he had busted up this fender. It's not bad. It doesn't rub against the tire or nothing. But he said he had already ordered a new one, and he was going to send me the new one, in the mail. I should have maybe got something in writing, whatever. He has yet to send it. Just kind of ignoring me. So, but, I could get a new one if I want. It doesn't affect the tire or nothing. That kind of does bug me a little bit, but that's the least amount. The boat runs great. I did try the boat. It's awesome. So that's just cosmetic stuff. Not a bad deal. But I would like it to look like the other side. Don't get me wrong. So here's a better view of the two Garmin's on there. So everything's Garmin. It's got the hot foot down there. You know, it's got every, you know, your live wells and stuff. Now this tire is getting replaced too. There's a good chunk that the guy took out of it that I didn't really notice the first time I went to go pick it up. But I don't want to deal with that if that blows out too. So I'm just going to buy a new tire for that. So I'm going to get 2 new tires. And it's got the jack plate also. It's got an Atlas hydraulic jack plate on there. You know, motor's great, man. I had never really driven a 250 4-stroke, and it's awesome. I loved it. I was able to get it up to 72 so far by myself with the light load. You know, I've had 2 people on here with a full tank of gas, and at the time I was still messing with the settings, but we were able to get it maybe to like 65, 68 around there. So it's a big boat. It's a big boat. It's, man, I keep forgetting. It's either 21, it's almost 22-foot boat. I think it's either 21.8 or 21.11, something like that. It's a pretty big boat, and it's a heavy boat. So for the size, I mean, I think that's pretty good on the water. So there it is. Like I said, the wrap is coming off. So I'll tell you guys about the other little situation I have going on here. All right, well, I hope you guys were able to see the boat pretty good. I don't have the best lighting in here and the sun's going down, but it looked pretty good on the phone. I'm shooting this with the phone, so hopefully it looks pretty good. But the boat's been great, guys. I've taken it out a few times, and it's been awesome. It runs great. The motor's great. I've had the motor, looked at everything. Everything's running great. The electronics were great, besides that hydro wave. But screens, everything is great. Everything is great. The nightmare part of it has been the paperwork. I don't think I'll ever buy an out-of-state boat ever again. It's just been a nightmare dealing with the paperwork. It's just a process, but I think what's made it a nightmare is the previous owner that just is slacking and just avoiding me with the titles when it's just been a nightmare. So one good thing was I was able to register the trailer. So this trailer was not titled in Florida because of its weight, so they don't title it, but it did have a registration, right? So when I first went and tried to register the trailer, which took forever to get an appointment because of COVID here in Houston, the appointments are so, like, it's hard to get one, but I was able to get one. It took like 2 months wait. Sure enough, like not even 10 seconds into presenting my paperwork, the lady's like, you need a weight ticket. So what happens, I went and get a weight ticket. Luckily, I was able to get another appointment like the next day. So then I go and I said, okay, I got everything and I got my weight ticket. And then the new lady says, nope, you got to get a bonded title. And I'm just like, and then she gives me the process for the bonded title. And I'm just like losing my mind because you got to get like a sheriff inspection. You got to get a trailer inspection. You got to get all this stuff. And then once you get the bonded title, you got to get a surety bond. And oh my God, it's just like, you know, so I started thinking, you know what? I was like, I know it all depends on who you get there. So I made another appointment, luckily, the very next day at a different office. And I went, I presented my paperwork. I didn't even give them the weight ticket. I just told the lady, hey, this trailer is not titled in Florida. They don't title this trailer because of its weight. But I have the registration, you know, I have my paperwork. I have everything else you need. So she talked to her boss. Boss comes by, We talked for a little bit. Her boss finally says, yeah, go ahead, you know. So got my plates for my trailer. And they're going to send the title to the lien holder. So finally dealt with that. But now Texas Parks and Wildlife, they deal with the boat and the motor itself. And I'm sure y'all know that the trailer goes through the DMV. So Texas Parks and Wildlife is I get it. They're very strict and they're not going to title or register your boat without a title. So in Florida, where this boat is from, they do not title outboards. So, and they know that. I talked to them and they said they know they don't title outboards. So I have to get an affidavit of fact and some extra paperwork, right? Which I've gone through that. But the main thing is the title. And this previous owner, once I bought the boat, has just kind of been ignoring me. Part of the light went off. And it's just been a hassle, man, you know, and it's just like, this guy, I bought the boat, he bought another boat, and I guess he just didn't want to know nothing else, you know. And it turns out the boat that I bought, this one, is actually under his wife's name. It's just been a hassle, you know. And he finally texted me saying, hey, I sent the title. And I'm like, what's the tracking number? And he's like, well, I sent it to regular mail. I'm like, dude, who sends original titles to regular mail? So that was a month ago. No titles have gotten here yet. I told him, you need to request another one. The finance and titling people have helped me out. Actually, they were able to contact his wife. She had no idea what's going on. So the story is the wife has actually requested a new title, and they're going to send her a prepaid envelope with the tracking number so she can send it to me when she gets it. So that's where I'm at right now. But I bought this boat mid-October. I picked it up at the end of October, and I still can't get a title. It's pretty ridiculous. So it does have a valid Florida registration until July 2022, but I only have so many amount of days that I can fish with it here in Texas, and it has to be registered with Texas, or I'm gonna probably get a citation. So I'm just trying to deal with that. Parks and Wildlife knows the situation. You know, their hands are tied, and I get them. They're not the ones that are making it hard for me. You know, they know I have all my paperwork ready to go. It's just that literally that one piece of paper, the title, that I'm waiting for. Everything else is ready to go. So that's been the nightmare, guys. And it's just like, God, you know, it's like, next time I'm just buying a boat from a dealer or something, you know, like I bought it off bassboatsforsale.com. I mean, it's a learning experience, right? But I just, you know, this guy would, of course, when I'm trying to buy the boat, this guy was super nice, sending me videos like every single day, convincing me and I get it right. He's trying to sell the boat. But, you know, this guy kept telling me, even when I went and picked up the boat, oh, you know, he kept showing me pictures of like Jacob Wheeler, that he would fish with Jacob Wheeler. Jacob Wheeler's my buddy, blah, 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 best friends. And when I buy this boat that I bought from him, Scott Martin was going to sell him his Skeeter, and he was going to buy that Skeeter too. And all this mumbo jumbo. So if anybody out there knows Jacob Wheeler or Scott Martin, and I'm not going to say this guy's name, but he lives in Florida, obviously, and he's claiming to be your best friends. If this is the kind of friends you guys have, I mean, this guy's just, he's horrible. Like, I don't get it, you know, like, at least, like, just tell me the truth. Like, hey, man, I lied to you about the fender. Or, like, hey, man, you know, I just said something. Like, don't just ignore me, you know, or just say, like, hey, man, you know what, can you call my wife and have her get it, because I just not going to deal with something. Just don't send me messages like, okay, or I sent the title and I don't have a tracking number. Like, that's not cool, man. Like, you know, I drove all the way to Florida to pick up this boat. And anyways, but that's been my nightmare, guys. But little by little, it's getting, like I said, the trailer's good to go. Just waiting on that one piece of paper. But I'm excited. My kid's got his first high school fishing tournament coming up. He's a freshman, so he's excited about that. I'll be his captain, and, you know, just driving him around. Hopefully I can find him some good spots on Rayburn that he can catch fish. And I just want him to have a good time. And I'm really excited, honestly, about just being with him and watching them to grow to love this sport that we all love, and I sure do love. It's an addiction, right? But I love it. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to give you a little update and stuff, and more video to come. I did get a YOLO stick from my girl for Christmas, so more videos, right? So more filming coming. So be on the lookout, guys. Y'all take care, and I'll see y'all later.